Hi everyone, my name is Charmi. I am an international student studying in US. I did my high school 11th, 12th in India from Gujarat and and I'm doing my undergrad in the US. I'm in UIC. You all have heard of UIC, I guess, if you're here. But yeah, let's just start. I'm gonna start with the very basic. So basically this video is the entire process of how you should come to US. Okay, so we're gonna start from the very start, which is hi. We're gonna start from the very start, and I think the most important thing that you should know about colleges in US is that we have two major semester, fall and spring. And I would highly recommend that you get into the fall semester and not in the spring semester. And how this work is, fall semesters, if you want to get admission into fall semester, you have to do everything a year prior, because we have thing like that, right? In India, after हमारा 12th खत्म होने के बाद like उसके बाद we start applying to college and then we get in. It's a very good process, but यहाँ ऐसा नहीं होता. यहाँ it's entire year process. So अगर आपको 12th के बाद अगस्त में एडमिशन चाहिए, अगस्त में कॉलेज चालू हो रहा है आपके और आपको 12th के बाद ही अगस्त में यहाँ आना है, then you have to do 11th. When you're in 11th का finals खत्म होने तक you have to do it. You have to start the process. मतलब if you want 2026 का August, you have to apply by 2025 का August. You have to start doing everything. You'll get a decision by March. That's how it works here. So first of all, I would strongly recommend that you get into the fall program. Why I say this is because if you're getting into colleges, like if अगर आपको major, if you really want to do major in business, finance or arts, then it's fine. If you come in any term, it's okay. But if you are really doing like STEM majors like engineering or biology or pre-med, I say majors, then come into fall because they have internships. And when you come in fall, they guarantee you an internship in your first year. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're doing like I'm doing computer science, and because I came in spring, मेरे को summer में कुछ नहीं मिला. But if I would have come in fall, there was a guarantee thing that if I get this GPA, then I'll definitely get an internship. Things works like that apparently. So do that, and then that's the first step, that you have to apply to a college which approves SAVIS, which is Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, and must pay for the I-901 fee, जिससे आपको स्कूल एक फॉर्म लाइक I-20 इशू करेगा. इफ यू हैव heard of I-20, that is amazing. After you receive your I-20 form and you're registered in the school, you must apply for your visa interview. Now, visa interviews are kind of difficult. I do not have that much to say about the visa interviews, but if you want a detailed video of what I was asked or what are the general questions that they ask, then do just comment about it and I'll make a video on it. But there are a lot of documents that you have to submit in while when you go to the visa interview. I feel like that is all background thing, but the main thing you need is I-20. For your academics, you need your I-20, you need your grades and all that shit, but yeah. And then entering the US. A visa does not guarantee your entry into the US. That is highly stated. मतलब अगर आपके पास वीज़ा है, that doesn't mean आपको यूएस में आने देंगे. आप यूएस के एयरपोर्ट पे डेफिनेटली आ सकते हो, बट देन एयरपोर्ट पे आने पे इफ़ you find any difficulties, if people are like, oh, you don't have this document, or oh, you don't have this, then they might not let you come. So that's the thing. But when you come, and if you're approved for your visa and you come in the US, then you'll have I-94 form, which is basically departure and arrival forms. बस वो records होते हैं कि okay आप इस दिन आए थे, इस दिन गए थे, and all that stuff. The main mistake I made, I feel like, was getting into a global program. When you apply for a university, make sure you apply for a good known university. It makes a lot of difference. And when you apply for a university, make sure आप उसके global के through ना जाओ. There is a lot of thing. It's like, oh, there is UIC global and there is just UIC. Go through go through the main official site. Okay, I'm not saying कि UIC Global की main official site नहीं होती, but UIC Global is like global schools take so much money from you, a lot of money from you, and उसमें काफ़ी चीज़ें are super mandatory. So don't go through the global schools. And every university has their global program. UIC Global, Purdue Global, this global. Do not go through the global thing. Make sure you go through the university's official page. एंड उसमें इफ़ यू अप्लाई उसमें आएगा कि ओके इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स फीस का चक्कर नहीं होता, फीस सेम जाता है, बट इट्स अबाउट स्टेइंग. डॉर्म्स आर चीपर देन द ग्लोबल में जो हमें डॉर्म्स मिला था दैट वाज सुपर एक्सपेंसिव. मेक श्योर यू नो ऑल दैट. And then you'll get, if you're doing students, you'll definitely get the F1 visa. And I'm making this but like, okay, this is too late for saying that, but when you do YouTube search आपको बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे for graduate students, कि okay, you're doing masters in US, do this, do that, give this exam, give that exam. Bachelor's के लिए काफ़ी कम मिलते हैं, so that's why I'm here. And exams में तो there is IELTS, SATs also. If you have to give, then you should. I gave SATs because I wanted to, and then my counselor was like, maybe give it, so I gave it. And then of course counselors, important thing, do not get scam. इंडिया में आजकल बहुत scam हो रहा है. Will take you there, ये college. Do not do that. Do not fall into that. Do your research. Please do your research. And if you have any particular questions, I'm there. Trust me. But please do your research. And the thing, if students like who are on students visas, that is F4M visas, you cannot come 30 days. You cannot come before 30 days of your program date. Okay, so like if my semester it's starting on 12th January, that then I cannot come here before 12th December. I just cannot. Do you understand that? You have to be here. You cannot be here that early. And if you want to be here that early, then you have to apply for separate visa. That is B visa, visitor's visa, which is not necessary. Why do you want to do that? भाई क्या क्या उखाड़ लेगा तू इतने जल्दी आके? Come right on time. And then because you are doing an undergrad, आपको dorms compulsory ही होंगे for 1 year. So even if you have relatives here, even if you have friends here, you'll have to live in dorm for a year. Mandatory है. But also remember that कि dorm का access आपको literally सिर्फ 7 दिन पहले ही मिलता है maximum. It depends from college to college, depends from program to program, but usually it is like that. Dorms are not like if you're coming in January 12th and you'll be like, oh हाँ December से कभी भी आ जाओ dorm चालू होगा, नहीं. It's not like that. They have specific dates. Okay, so make sure you know that. Now let's talk about employment. 2025 May, it is really tough to get a job in US. The recession is bad, and I'm not rich. I come from a middle class family, so I truly understand how important it is to get a job when you're in US. When you're a student here, you can only do on campus jobs. You can do off campus jobs after your first year, but that is also in your field. Whatever you are studying, you can only do the jobs there. You have a CPT for that, you have a OPT for that, and you have STEM OPT for that. Okay, we all know that कि OPT एक साल चलता है. After you graduate, you have 1 year of 1 year job जो आप कर सकते हो. That is OPT. And then उसके बाद you get 2 years in STEM OPT. उसके बाद H1B and all that shit is after that. But for student employment, I would say it's kind of easy to get a job on campus. To have the skills, you really need to find people, you really need to talk to people, you really need to make sure that people are listening to you. There is a lot of things to keep in mind, but that's how the employment works. And then when you get an on-campus job, you get SSN, which is social security number. Social security number is like a tax number जो आपको चाहिए, which defines कि okay, you are working, and it is you are legally working, of course. So then you get a SSN. But when you get an on-campus job and you get an SSN, तो वहाँ लिखा होता है कि you are authorized to work only on campus. You can't use this SSN कहीं भी. That's a thing. Okay, keep that in mind. फिर I feel like I mentioned everything, but if you really want to come to US, be ready for the change. Be open. be open minded. No, I don't mean that, but I mean like be ready for the change. There is a lot of cultural difference, there is a lot of things, and once you come here, you'll find your community, you'll find your own family, you'll make your own family, and that is amazing. But I feel like the one thing which is kind of scary is you're on your own now, which is not really scary, but it's a thing to think about. Because in India, we get so many things, ऐसे ही, parents do things for us, and we take it. We really don't ever thank our parents for how much they are doing stuff for us. So please thank your parent first. प्लीज़ डू दैट। मेरे को यहाँ आके इतना रियलाइज़ होता है कि काश I could have just done everything for my parents and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll go back and I'll do that for them. But make sure you know everything. And if you have any particular questions about anything, regarding anything, any specific questions that you want to ask me, I'll link my Instagram, text me there. And if you want me to make a video on visa interviews, I can do that. On best colleges to come, I can do that. If you all the forms, all the documents you need, I can make video on that. I can make video on the changes, what happens to you, and what is the general idea of how the US is for an Indian undergrad student. I'll make a video about that as well. So let me know what you need in my next video. And yeah, coming to US in 2025 for undergrad can be scary, looking at all the circumstances. ट्रम्प भैया ने क्या कर दिया है हम सबको पता है, बट देयर इज स्टिल अ लॉट ऑफ होप. एंड इफ यू रियली वांट टू डू दैट, आई नो काफ़ी लोगों का ड्रीम होता है ये सब करना. So I really want to help you in that. And because whenever I Google it, it's all about graduate students. कि masters के लिए do this, do that, do that. Undergrad के लिए there is not really many things. And I'm completing my 4 semesters here. And after that, now I'm like, I should help people. I should help students. If you really want to come here, you have me. I'll help you. And yes, so just comment down below what kind of video you want next, or I'll link my Instagram. Just ask me questions there. Thank you so much. You made it to the end. Yay. Nahi bakwas itta. That wasn't bakwas, come on. But yeah, still, I yap a lot. And you'll find a lot of yapping videos next. I'll just do like, oh, storytelling ki bhai ye hua mere saath. I'll do a lot of things like that. But it was lovely meeting you all. I hope it's same here, right? You're like, we like you too. Okay, bye guys.